What's up, my dudes? Call of Duty WW2 multiplayer review. So, I want to love this game so bad, but it's hard. It's just hard to do it, man. So let me explain to you what this multiplayer is in about 2.5 seconds. So this is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare without the boosted movement, with a World War II skin on it, with infinite warfare maps. That's what this game is. So let that sink in for a second, okay? This is nothing to the level of World at War. This is not like a World at War 2 or anything like that. Let's talk about the maps, because I feel like the maps is one of the core problems to this game right here at the current state. You guys understand that Sledgehammer Games made the maps for Advanced Warfare, obviously, but those were jetpack-oriented maps, okay? They were not standard Call of Duty maps whatsoever, and that's the only game that Sledgehammer has made so far. So what this feels like is somebody that's used to making jetpack chaotic style maps trying to go in here and make a normal Call of Duty boots on the ground map. Sorry for saying that word. I know it's been said 10 million trillion times, but they didn't really succeed at trying to do it. It's like they tried to go back and make a standard Call of Duty styles of maps, but it's like they just didn't really know what they were doing, is what it feels like. The maps, not to mention, there's only 10 right out of the gate, which is devastating. But the fact that all of them almost feel the exact same. So what this does is it kills so much of your, not only your gun balance, but also your just replayability of the game. People don't understand how important having varied not only biomes on maps, but designs of maps and everything. It seems like 90%, listen, 90% of your combat engagements are at the exact same distance. They're at a between short to medium range. They're not like shotgun range, but I would say they're a little further away from shotgun range. I'm telling you, 90% of the time you run into somebody with a gun, that's the kind of combat that you have. So it almost feels like every time you get into combat, it's the exact same situation. Now, there's like one map that's like a sniper map, one or two maps that is sniper oriented. And if you're using a sniper and you're sitting in one spot on that map, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. But I mean, every single other map, if you're not using like a submachine gun or a fully automatic weapon, it's going to be just, it's going to be laughable. But the thing about it is the maps are so small and tight that even if you're using like a semi-automatic assault rifle or using a sniper rifle, it's almost like they can get to you and shoot you in the side with the submachine gun before you can even aim down your sights and shoot them at a longer range, because of how tight and cluttered and chaotic the map designs are. If you can understand that. I know I'm going pretty deep here, but you just got to know what I'm saying. Like, the maps just, it feels like it has the same sort of chaoticness of Advanced Warfare maps, but without the jetpacks, basically. Now, is this better than Infinite Warfare? Hell yes. Anything's better than Infinite Warfare. Is it better than, like, Black Ops 3? I don't even know. I don't even really know if it's better than Black Ops 3. So let me go into more things here. So, is it too much to ask, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer Games, is it too much to ask to just get our basic creative class system that we had back in the original Modern Warfare, basically all the Modern Warfares, and then at World at War? Is that too much to ask? I mean, really, do we keep having to do this crazy-ass weird shit, like all these different divisions, and you can only have a silencer on a submachine gun, and all these things that are like, they're kind of like perks, but not really. Certain classes can only have one grenade and no tactical, and there's these weird things like incendiary rounds with your shotgun shells. It's just so weird. It's like, I don't know what they're doing with that. Do they not understand? People don't really like that. They don't really care for that. Like, give us a pick 10 system, or it's not even that it has to be a pick 10 system, but don't limit me like you do. Like, I don't want to be limited. It's so silly in this game. There's no benefit to, like, let's just say not putting on 3 attachments on a weapon versus putting 3 attachments on the weapon. For instance, like, you're not using create a class points by putting more attachments on your weapon. So if you don't put attachments on your weapon, you're just hurting yourself. You're not helping anything. It's not like, oh, let me not take 3 attachments on this weapon and then go over here and pick multiple perks, or let me not. It's a very limited sort of system they have here, and not to mention the fact there's no knifing in this game. What the hell have they been doing with that? Knifing has been like a critical thing in Call of Duty from the very beginning of it. And now it's like you punch people and you have to punch them twice to kill them, which basically never happens. Like, when you're in close quarters combat, you're not going to punch somebody twice and be able to kill them unless they're absolutely doofus, beginner, day one Christmas kid. Like, you're not going to be able to kill them like that. So it's so stupid. I remember back in the days when you could actually make fun classes. Like, you could go in there and take away your primary, take away your secondary, take away all the attachments to that, and just have a knife. And then have, like, all these different perks, have all these other things where you could run faster and you could knife for a longer distance, and you could almost turn yourself into like a zombie, but in a public match kind of scenario. You could make all those fun classes, and now it just feels so limited. It's so strict. Like, it just, you can't make that fun sort of stuff. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's, when you don't have a, basically like a pick 10 system, then it's just, it's pointless to a certain extent there. And why do they take away perks? I don't understand that. There's these things that are kind of like perks, but half of them are completely useless. And I don't really understand that. But anyways, for the love of God, Call of Duty, can we just go back to a simplistic create a class system? I hate the way that they did the actual soldier system where you go in there and try to make your class, but you have to pick like this certain, well, I don't even know what they call them. It's like a mountaineer, I think it's divisions or something like that, but you can pick any gun with any division. So I mean, I was glad that they did at least allow that. So basically, like, certain divisions, like for instance the highest tier of the mountaineer division, which is kind of the sniper division, you can have basically like, it's basically your silent movements. So you could have a submachine gun with that division, even though it's more of a sniper division, but you could run around with a submachine gun silent movement. But you're not going to be able to have silencers on that submachine gun because you're not in the quote-unquote submachine gun division. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of stupid. So, like, for instance, if you want, like, the infantry division basically lets you have 3 attachments on your gun. So if you want to have 3 attachments on a sniper, you can't have the basically like steadying of the sniper where you hold your breath or whatever, because that's in the mountaineer division. So it makes this really confusing, like, limiting sort of thing that happens here. Not a fan of that at all. But anyways, let's move on to the gun balance. Very important thing to Call of Duty. So it's not that hard to have a good gun balance when your kill time is 0.25 nanoseconds, milliseconds. Like, it's not that hard to have gun balance when everything kills that fast. And in that sense, I guess the gun balance is not that bad. Everything kills everything fairly quickly. But I think one of the biggest problems is, like I was saying, the map design makes it to where nearly every single one of your engagements, like a submachine gun, is going to be the best thing you could use. And that's just simplistic map overall styles of designs. Like, in most Call of Duties, what you usually have is you'll have like 5 big maps, and then you'll have like 2 or 3 really small maps. Then you'll have, 4 or 5 medium maps, but what this game feels like is it has like 9 medium maps and 1 big map. That's what it feels like. So it's just so like simplistic, the engagement you get in. Everything just feels the same when you're shooting. Every little engagement, and not to mention the kill time, like I was saying, so quick that it just, you don't even have time to react. You just feel like you're getting melted, and the chaoticness of the map doesn't help that at all, where everybody's just running at you from 30 different directions, even on Team Deathmatch. People spawning in your base. As soon as you spawn in, you're shooting somebody within at least 2 seconds. Like, you spawn in at the beginning of a match, and then bam, you're shooting at somebody like 2 seconds into it. That's how tight and clustered the maps are. And I'm just not a fan of that. When they make them this small, it's hard to hold your like battle lines. It's hard to be like, okay, let me stop right here and aim over here and shoot at this guy across the map. You can't really do that because you know there's going to be 30 people coming from other directions at all times. So that makes it very difficult in that sense. But okay, I know I'm getting crazy here with a lot of the negatives. One more thing I have to say though is every single gun in a particular class in this game feels the exact same. Like, do you remember back in World at War how different the PPSH, felt from the MP40, and how different the MP40 felt from the Thompson, and how different the Thompson felt from the Type 100? You know how different those guns sounded, and the recoil, and just the feeling of those weapons, they were totally different. And how different the trench gun was from the double barrel. Well, that's completely gone in this game. The PPSH in this game feels exactly like the MP40 in this game. The MP40 feels exactly like the Thompson. The Thompson feels exactly like the Type 100. They all feel the same. They all sound pert near the same. The double barrel almost feels exactly like the combat shotgun, which is kind of like the pump shotgun. Everything just seems to feel the same. Like they don't feel different enough. They've really failed to capture that, in my opinion. And even when you go to, like, let's just say an STG-44, which is like, you know, assault rifle style, that sounds and almost feels exactly like a submachine gun. They just don't feel different enough. They just didn't really capture, like, the feeling of the weapons very well in this game, I feel like. But anyways, so that's a lot of the negatives of it. I mean, do I recommend picking up the game for multiplayer purposes? I think it's an okay multiplayer system. It really is. It's not like Infinite Warfare. That was, oh my god, terrible. But there's time. It just feels dumbed down. Like a lot of the classes, they like a sniper is meant for long range only. A submachine gun is meant for close to medium range only. An assault rifle is meant for medium range only. It's just like, it's so dumbed down. Like, it's not like back in the day where you could basically get like a semi-automatic sniper rifle and sort of use it like an assault rifle. You can't do that. You can't like basically get a really accurate assault rifle or really accurate submachine gun and shoot it at a long distance. You're not going to be doing that, which that's not a super negative. I really hated when they made the assault rifles way too accurate, and you know, you could use an assault rifle at any range. I really do appreciate that they actually added some kick to the weapons in this game. I love that. Thank God there's finally some kick on some stuff. But like, a lot of the core of the problem with the game is the map designs, like I'm saying. It's just there's not enough bigger maps. There's not enough different, like, in another biome sense of the maps. Every single map feels like you're either in a bunker or you're on a battleship. Like, every map feels like that. You don't have like a tropical map where you're on the beaches of Normandy and you're running around palm trees and going down in the water. You don't have like a nighttime multiplayer map. You don't have that sort of variations in maps at all. So in a sense, every map almost feels the same because they're almost the exact same thing. I mean, the battleship map, that's one thing that does feel a little different, but all the other ones, they're almost the same map, dude. It's really sad. But and that's why I'm going so hardcore into all these different elements, because the game it's good at the core of the gameplay. I just feel like the a lot of the other elements that they put in just didn't allow it to really thrive like it needed to. It didn't allow it to, if they would have had like a pick 10 custom class system, if they had like 20 maps in there or 15 at least and had like 5 more bigger maps, this game would have been amazing. And they may have, you know, in their DLC and stuff, they'll be adding more maps. They're only going to add like 3, I think, in DLC, which is crazy. But so it has potential, I think, when they get more maps and stuff in there. But secondaries are laughable. It's not even fun to use the secondaries in this game. It's actually stupid. Remember back in the day when you could, like, in Modern Warfare 3 or something, you could put like a Glock on there and put like extended mags on your Glock and go in there and start like trying to get camos for your Glock and get like a red Tiger Glock and go in there and just about with your little machine pistol. That was just so cool. Like, you could actually put in work with a sidearm, a secondary, so it like added just more weapons to the game. But what the secondaries feel like in this game, they feel like just pointless things in the game. Like, you never actually want to use your secondary. It's they're just terrible. They have such a trigger finger, whatever you want to call it, lock in this game where you can't actually shoot it as fast as you're pulling the trigger, which is so stupid. They should have never added that into Call of Duty. That was such a big aspect to Call of Duty with your semi-automatic, semi-automatic assault rifles, sniper rifles. A lot of the fun in pistols, semi-automatic, a lot of the fun of that was how fast is your trigger finger. I know they had all the mods and shit, which made it damn near ruin it. Thank you, stupid ass hacker mod using fuckboys. But you know, so that's probably a big reason why they put that in there. I don't really know, but they need to go back to, even if there is modders, I mean, good God, put something in there where they can't get in there and hack it and mod it, get a modded controller to work. Like, surely they can figure something out to where you can still pull it really, really fast, but they can't use something like that. I don't know. But either way, it's just disappointing that it's like that. So that's kind of my opinion on the game. I honestly don't feel like it's going to last as long as people keep saying things like, I think it's going to be a good year for Call of Duty. I think it's going to be this, that, and other. No, it's not going to have the longevity of World at War. It's not going to have the longevity of the original Modern Warfare. It's not going to be like that, or Modern Warfare 2 for that matter. You know, it may be on the level of like Black Ops 3, kind of, sort of. I don't know. I mean, I thought Black Ops 3, the guns felt more different on that than they do in this game. I honestly feel like that. It's just, it's like they tried so hard to make it like a World War II classic shooter, but I just feel like it's the wrong team for it. Like, they have no experience with that. They only have experience with advanced lasers, jetpacks, and shit. It's the wrong company to make this game. It really is, and you can tell that. You can see that. But either way, you know, to each their own. Some people may love this. It just doesn't feel like the original Call of Duty is felt. Even though it's boots on the ground, even though it's all that stuff, the map design is terrible. Absolutely terrible. The kill time is a little bit too quick. I don't say it's like super crazy. Kill time's one of those things where if it's just, I mean, a fraction off, it's like massive changes to the combat in the game. So, like, even though I'm saying the kill time's way too quick, I mean, I don't mean like I want to shoot somebody twice as long as I have to currently to kill them. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want it to be like Battlefield. I'm just saying it needs to be a little bit longer of a kill time. Like, it doesn't need to be so quick that you look around a corner and somebody's already shot you and killed you within less than a second with a submachine gun. I mean, less than a second. It's just like, good God. I mean, you can't even hardly get in those fun little shoot-offs unless you're at like a super long range with completely inadequate weapons. You know what I mean? Like, if you both have a submachine gun at like the farthest range you could possibly get in the game, then yeah, you can kind of get in a little bit of a shoot-off, but hardly ever does that happen. It's just like run around a corner, you're both at like that in-between short to medium range, both got submachine guns. If you're not using a submachine gun in this game, you're at a super disadvantage. You know, even like the M1 Garand, it's just just lackluster. And I don't even think it's because of the weapons and the balance. I think it's the map design is what causes that. And good Lord, why did they make it to where you unlock camos with one-shot kills with sniper rifles and shotguns, but you actually have to get headshots with assault rifles and submachine guns? Please, for the love of God, sweet baby Jesus, never, ever put that in another Call of Duty. If you're going to make it headshots to get camos, make every single weapon headshots to get camos. Don't make one weapon class one-shot kills. Like, that's what you're getting with sniper rifles is one-shot kills. It would almost be like having the assault rifles where it's just like, get 30 kills to unlock this camo. Not even headshots. That's kind of how it is with the snipers being a one-shot kill to get the camo. It's so stupid. Like, it's so ignorant because now people's all like, oh, I got diamond camo on a weapon. Well, yeah, you used the sniper rifle. Congratulations. You didn't do anything special. You know, it almost ruins that in a sense. Certain things like that just really kind of twisted me the wrong way. But another little aspect to the balance that I wanted to talk about with the weapons is they don't have to have all these attachments. I don't know why they feel the need to put like a grip attachment and an attachment that makes you shoot longer ranges, like advanced rifling and all this steadying your scope. All that crap doesn't even need to be in this game because now you're warping your actual balance of your weapons. Now, not only do you have to balance it for the base balance of the weapon, but now you're balancing the whole game for the added attachments on the weapons, the super accurate version of that already accurate weapon, and now it's a laser beam kind of shit. You know, so it's stupid that they added those kind of attachments. Attachments are meant to be like scopes and silencers and that kind of thing. It's not meant to be like grip, rapid fire, all this kind of stuff. That's not, you're not supposed to be actually changing the core attributes of the weapon. I mean, the silencer was okay because it made it less range because of your being silent, so it's kind of like a positive and negative. That was cool, but it's like everyone is going to have a grip on their weapon. Everyone is going to have the advanced rifling on the weapon. It's like you almost made it completely core. It's almost like you have core must-have attachments now on these weapons. It's just sad. It just limits the game. Like I was saying, it felt like Battlefield 1 in a sense on how like strict your weapon classes are for the kind of ranges that you're in. And that wouldn't be such a bad thing if they had more variation in the maps, but that's the problem. The maps are all like small, short, medium range maps. So we'll just have to see when they expand with more maps and stuff. But yeah, dude, that's sad. 10 maps at launch. That's pitiful. They had a crap load of launch problems on the when I first tried to get on a multiplayer match. I like as soon as the game came out, you couldn't even get in the servers. This is on PS4. Couldn't even get in the servers for at least 2 to 3 hours. And then even like a day, 2 days after that, I tried to get on there, couldn't get on there. They got a lot of core problems with you get stuck in matches and you can't back out. You can't even look at like what you've unlocked. And really weirdly enough, I've went through 2 prestiges on my sniper rifle. Like there's weapon levels, so I've unlocked all the attachments. Let's see, actually technically 3 times now, and I've barely even used the sniper rifle. Like barely even used it. There's no workup in this game. I'm already level 25 or 6. I'm probably level 30 by now, and I don't even feel like I've even like worked at the game at all. I barely even played it, and I'm already level 30. It's crazy. And like already all the way through a prestige twice, all the attachments unlocked for the weapon, like within literally using it on 3 or 4 matches. I don't know if that's just like a bit of a problem they have in there or what the deal is with that, but that's terrible. But either way, overall, I mean, yes, it's boots on the ground, back to original style, I guess you can say, but it's missing a lot of big core elements of map design and progression and Do I recommend picking this game up if you're, let's just say you kind of quit playing the game once they went to the Advanced Warfare and stuff like that? I mean, I don't know. It's very Advanced Warfare chaotic-esque in map design. It really, if you didn't like that, then I don't know about this one, dude. Very quick time to kill, just like insta-melting. So, and not a lot of creativity with classes. You can't really get real fun with that. So, if you like Black Ops 3, you might like this game. If you liked Advanced Warfare, you might like this game. Now, if you were like die-hard World at War, I don't know if this is going to be your thing right here, dude. I don't know. I mean, you're probably going to get it and be like, wow, this is not actually that fun. That's kind of what I was kind of thinking about it. It's okay. It's okay. But multiplayer, let me just give it an overall 1 out of 10 rating here. I'm going to give it a, in comparison to all the Call of Duties, it's not crazy amazing. I'm going to give it a 6 overall, and if it had way more maps, way more variation in that, and let's just say it had like a pick 10 custom class sort of system and that kind of thing, and the secondaries were better and stuff, it has potential to be like 8, 9, not 10, but 8, 9, you know. It has the potential for that. But it just, I don't know, some of the nitty-grittiness of World at War wasn't quite captured here. There is some, but it's just not the same. Stuff like that. Just kind of hard to explain it, but yeah, so that's kind of my opinion on it here. So either way, I appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.